Welcome everybody, welcome to 3Y Television. Tonight it's going to be a special broadcast here for the Drive for Suicide Prevention League. So, my name is Carlos Acosta. If you haven't heard my voice before, don't worry. I'm usually the person who hides behind the camera. So joining me tonight will be Tanner Sharp. Tanner, say hi.
Oh, hello everybody. Yeah, I'm here there, Carlos. Yes, I am, and it's great to be here tonight for the at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, also known as Motorsport. Good to see the trucks out here tonight. It's going to be a fantastic race. Nice to see. I hope there's a lot of action. Haven't gotten a chance to really turn some laps ever around this track, but I know it's part of the NASCAR schedule in real life of the trucks. But it's going to be a fantastic show here tonight for the Drive for Suicide Prevention.
Yes, and it's a wonderful league that they have. Unfortunately, last week was Bristol, and that was a tough one. That was a tough one for every league that I've ever seen in. So we're going to put all that behind us and move on to Canadian Tire. It's my first time in this track, too. I don't know much about it, but I know it's a wonderful track. So can't wait to see what's going to go. We got 45 laps here with the stage break at lap 23. And if the stage winner is on track, we'll interview them. If not, then we'll interview them after the race if they're available. So, road course. These guys, talking to them earlier, they're not too fond of road courses. So, they're already declaring James D. Miller as the winner for tonight based on his speed. But from what I like to think, it's not really how fast you are at road courses, it's how well you can perform them and if you can stay on track. At least that's the case for me. Tan, what about you?
Yeah, you know, most sport is a very difficult racetrack. I do believe this is I'm just looking at a track map here because I'm not 100% sure of this racetrack. It looks like there's 10 corners around this racetrack. Turn 1's going to be a nice right-hander. Then you're going to go down to turn 2, which is Clayton Corner. Turn 3 is Quebec Corner, which is going to be like a right-hander. Then it's got a little bit of a straightaway. It goes to turn 4, then turn 5, then the toughest part of the racetrack and maybe the slowest, turns 5 and 6, which is called Moss Corner. Going through turn 7 throughout the Mario Andretti straightaway, which is the longest straightaway here. You'll know what straightaway that is. Then you'll come up on a right-hander, which is going to lead into the S's of turns 8 and 9. Then the final corner of White's Corner, which is turn 10, and back to the start-finish line. So I think it's 45 laps here around Motorsport. It's going to be a good race for sure. A lot of action in real-life NASCAR. I'm sure we're going to see it here tonight.
Yes, and I see they've chosen to only run 5 minutes of qualifying, so I don't know if that was an issue or if they intended to do more or if that's exactly what they wanted to do. So, once again, I'm not too familiar with this track, but I don't think 5 minutes is enough to get 2 full-time laps in there, Tanner. What about you?
Well, the fastest lap time is 1 minute and 21 seconds, which is by James Miller right now. So I think James can get one in there. But other drivers, there might be some time, at least a lap, I want to say, because it'll be a good crunch time. Right now, they're already 1.5 minutes in qualification. I'm already seeing James Miller already hitting the S's. So, I mean, he should be able to get his qualification time in just as much. Actually, there's another driver coming across the start-finish line right now. That is Kyle Pokert. I can't pronounce his last name.
No worries.
Number 7, yeah. But I'll apologize if I'm going to get names wrong in here. This is my first stint with the series, so I'll get it right eventually.
And Tanner, we're glad for you to join us here. Otherwise, it would just be me. And based on previous performances, you do not want to have just myself in the broadcast. English is not my first language, so I try my best. So thank you, Tanner, for joining us tonight. We're going to see what we can do for future broadcasts. Unfortunately, Trev and Robbie and Justin Kolb had prior commitments that schedule changes from work and other stuff that are more private that I can't really get to talk about. So it's a shame they couldn't join us for the rest of the season. Hopefully we might get them back. We might not. In the meantime, it's a work in production. We're going to see what we can. So thank you for Tanner for joining us tonight. And I'm crawling out of my shell here and trying to talk to you guys for the next couple hours as we broadcast this wonderful league here at a road track. So I expect a lot of cars to get off, become wide, and get in the grass, maybe bang up a couple fenders, and just some more heated action, I expect. Maybe not as much as Bristol. Bristol was a long race. Tanner, I've never seen a race actually get cut short because of time. I believe the last 20 laps were cut off because they ran out of time for the servers. So that's the first for me. I don't know if we've ever seen something like that, but yeah, that was Bristol. You know, we got to put that behind us. We got a road course. Race should be a lot shorter than last week.
Yeah, they got a server time of 1 hour and 25 minutes to try to get 45 laps into that time frame. So we'll see how well these guys do it here tonight. Now, I'm not expecting any kind of caution flags because usually on a road course setting on iRacing, the cautions are localized. So you'll see a yellow. So if you're driving on a road course, you'll see a yellow flag pop up, but it's not a full course caution, which that just means that there's an incident ahead of you. You got to slow down to try to avoid that incident or be aware of it. Otherwise, the race will remain green flag unless the race officials have the discretion to throw a full course caution if needed to be.
Yes, I agree. So we got about just over a minute left. We're watching Owen Martell, the 53, and right now he's actually second place, about just over half a second behind the leader of James D. Miller. So from what they were saying from what the guys were saying in the chat, it seemed like it was going to be a straight shot for James D. Miller, but it might be a lot closer because half a second in a road course isn't that bad, and that's just fastest lap. We don't know exactly what their pace is going to be after 2 or 3 laps. Because you can be fast all you want, but if you don't control your tires and tires temperature, especially after the update, you're not going to have a good time. You may not even win the race.
Yeah, Matt Grunberg just got into second place. They run a very similar lap time to Owen Martell. So at least the second and third place guys are run relatively close lap times. So is the fourth, the fifth place cars as well. So lap times are going to be close to some drivers. Looks like James Miller has got this racetrack down path, so he can be the one to beat this.
Yes, I agree. And we got just 7 seconds left. So before we do that, we want to go ahead and thank our wonderful friends at oh, pardon me, this is not working properly. At Track Cams for Gourmet. They provide the tracks. They provide the cameras here for tonight. Just the in-car cameras for tonight. So once we get back to some more ovals, we'll be able to show proper cameras for everybody. So if you like the cameras to provide it for tonight, feel free to check them out at www.trackcams22.com. So this is Track Cams for Gourmet. So
they do a rolling start, right?
They are doing rolling starts for tonight. Yes, they are.
All right, because I've just kind of popped up the standings after Bristol here. I kind of want to quickly go through them here to kind of give the viewers an idea where everybody is at in the point standings before calling it out here. Matt Grudenberg is leading the points right now. Owen Martell second. James D. Miller is in third. Good points day if he can capitalize with the win here today to get his first victory of the season for James. Jeff Gross in fourth and fifth. William Kruska is going to be in fifth. And now we are graded up and ready to go. I guess we should start doing the grid here with James Miller on the front row, Matt Grudenberg in second, Owen Martell third, Thomas Wagner in fourth. We're still waiting for drivers to start gridding up. Will you mind pronouncing his last name?
Pogrefsky? Kyle
Pogrefsky. Pogrefsky?
Yeah.
Okay, Kyle Pogrefsky is going to start in fifth. I'm sorry, Kyle. I got to get your name written down. I'll try. William Kruska is in sixth. Seventh place is Robert Hill Jr. Eighth place, Chris Sweat. And ninth, Jordan McEvoy,
yeah.
McEvoy, yeah, okay. And 10th, Randy Thorne.
In 11th place, we have David Gervais, followed behind by Anthony Hyatt. And that's all that qualifies. So sorry, Tanner, you got the groundwork tonight. Only have to say 2 people.
Yeah, I do. I got Brody Everson in third, first driver not to take qualification time. Taylor Butcher Benjamin in 14th. Brandon Libby in 15th. James Gutta in... Oh, boy, my world... Okay, there we go. James Gutta in 15th. And there's drivers. Oh, actually, we got a rolling start. It's not rolling start. We're green flag.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Whoa, yep. Here we go.
Looks like somebody messed up in the server, yeah.
Oh, a bunch of drivers got black flag there, I bet, because they really jumped. There was a huge collision, of course, but I tell you what, there's a huge battle. Where's that battle? Where'd that battle go? Two cars off. The 88's off. William Kruska and the 09. Randy Thorne all off the track. Man, David Gervais is actually all beaten up from that start right there. Trouble! 88's beating and banging here.
No, this is a replay, yes. This is a replay from the 88 went off wide. He tried to avoid the spinning 28, and that caused him to get off wide.
Oh.
So it's a hectic start. Clearly, we were not informed of any last-minute changes, so there must have been an issue with setting up the league, which is fine. We get to adapt.
Another truck, 2 trucks off track, number 13. That is Brandon Libby. And car spun around too in Moss's corner.
40.
Yep, Robert Hill Jr. Man, action all over the place right off the bat.
He just got loose.
Myself.
No problem, Tanner. It's a road course. Good thing about this is after a couple minutes, we're not going to get any action.
I tell you what, I did say that we were going to have an exciting race. And tell you what, I'm already jumping on my chair here. And
yeah, it looks like the 40 just hit the curb and a bit too hard and went wide. So I'm trying to see what other battles I can find. This will be the closest one between the 88 and the 09.
Let's see if good battle's going on right here. Here could be a good battle. Jared Ziegler, who started 17th, already up to 9th. He's right ahead of him is the 18 of Anthony Hot, excuse me.
Sorry, we'll get these names eventually. Anthony Haight was a front runner last week. He worked hard, eventually got caught up in a couple incidents, so didn't have a good night.
Looks like he's looking pretty good right now. Not seeing really any damage, except maybe that splitter really dragging on the racetrack just a little bit.
Oh, it looks like the 75 went a little bit wide that last corner, but he won't lose too much time. He kept it on the track. Some dirt on the tires. He should be good to go.
75, right? Yeah, that would have been Dylan Gooden.
Yes. Now we did have reports that the 23 was going to serve a 1-lap penalty because of his actions the following week at Bristol. So right now he's still in the lead lap. So
Gooden's off track again. 75 is off track.
Yes. Let's take a look at that replay. See what happened here. Did he drive it in too deep? Nope. Well, maybe yeah. He looks like just went wide.
Throttle. Yeah. Ouch, they gone.
Yeah, it looks like he didn't want to cause any trouble between the 18, so he purposely stayed back on the track. So we got a car in pit road. That's the 18. And it looks like he had some trouble getting to the stall, but he's the 64 has heavy damage. He's going down pit road. I don't know if his night is done or if he's just trying to get some repairs in.
Anthony Hot is just still trying to, so he's finally got corrected.
Yes. Wow, yeah, that took a long time.
50% fuel the guys are driving. Just curious on, I don't know the fuel stint here. Oh, we might have a battle for 5th. At least it looked like we could have had a battle.
And right now the battle for 5th place will be between Chris Sweet and Kyle Pogrefke. Or were you referring to 4th place because they look closer?
Yeah, it would have been Thomas Wagner and Chris Sweat right there.
We got a close battle here for 11th place, 12th place. They got 3 cars all within a second of each other. 4 cars within a second of each other, pardon me.
Damaged trucks, too.
Heavily damaged trucks, yes.
Going around. Actually, yeah, there's a truck that's like heavily damaged, but he's losing horsepower on the straightaway. I think that was...
That may have been the 13, pardon me.
Yeah.
Yes, we were looking at him. He's got some heavy front and rear end damage. It looks like the front end damage was causing him. He might have some performance issue, not aerodynamics issue. But he was up front, and in the last couple corners, he lost 2-3 spots. So he's definitely struggling right now. Could be because of the performance issue. Could be aerodynamic issue, which I believe is the cause. But moving just up front a little bit more here in 11th place. The 23 gets a little bit loose. He saves it. Oh, the 88 gets loose, trying to avoid him. The 23, I don't know why he's still on track. He should be serving a penalty. I don't know if he... As far as I can tell, last I was told the 23 should have been held for a lap because of actions from last week. But he's still on track, so... I don't know, maybe the official didn't notice, or...
well,
maybe,
if he doesn't serve that black flag, iRacing will automatically disqualify him. But
does he have a black flag? As he
was blacked. He was blacked a lot.
Oh, that took out the 09.
Oh.
Oh, let's take a look at that instant replay.
Oh, and while you're going into wow, he was flipping and flying through the air.
Yes. Oh yeah, we don't need to go to replay for that because we were looking at that live when that happened.
I was like a couple seconds behind that, but
Oh no, no worries. This has been a very hectic start of the race. Got a lot
it
of
has been
curveballs
very
thrown at
hectic.
us,
Nothing
yes.
has changed. Oh, we got a car in the grass. Third place driver Matt Gruden.
Let's take a look at the replay on that.
Ah, that corner just got him.
Did he overdrive it?
That was that corner of turn 3 overdrove it.
This is what I expected. A lot of overdrove corners. So got a lot more action than I actually expected between car contact, but still not as bad as it was for Bristol.
7th place is starting to heat up.
Yes, it is. You got a nice tight battle here between the 75 and the 00.
Good old battle right there. We're getting a little loose on corner exit for the 75 of Dylan Gooden. Here comes the 00 of Jarrett Ziegler.
Question. Looks like he won't drive it in there. I was about to question if he was or not, but he backed off. I'm not sure why, because right now that track is pretty wide, for the two of them, because the corners, they're just approaching it right now. So,
man, for a late afternoon setting here in Titan Motorsport Park, and the track temperature is 83, these trucks seem to be a little loosey-goosey on these exits.
Oh yes, I believe they practiced it in the actual afternoon sessions, but it was too loose to them to handle. Initially, this was supposed to be a Watkins Glen race, but they were unable to find a suitable setup for the trucks, so they had to scrap it at the last minute. Thankfully, we were by last minute. They scrapped it last week, so it was plenty of time for the drivers to get enough practice lap and buy the track. But a little bit hectic for us, as we were expecting a Watkins Glen schedule.
Watkins Glen, another great road course on a NASCAR circuit.
I do.
And of course, actually, all across the board too, because iRacing does do these 6 hours of the Glen. Who's getting loose?
He saved it.
Yes, he did. That was a fishtailing save.
Yeah, that was. So I believe the NASCAR actually ran the trucks at Watkins Glen at some point in the 90s, but that was way before my time in NASCAR.
Yeah, I believe you're right. They did in the 90s, because the first season of the trucks was 95. Oh, truck off the racetrack, number 97, Jeff Gross.
Yes, let's take a look and see what happened.
Jeff Gross.
Oh, just got loose X in the corner.
Man, you're going to see a lot of that. Oh, another car off the track, too. Who was that? I think that's the 88. Again, just got overshooting it and got into the grass. He's been having a difficult race.
Oh, yeah. He overshot it. Yep.
He's having a difficult race. Started 6th. Now he's back to 14th.
Just went a little bit too hard and missed the apex completely and just went wide.
Yeah, he's in it again, too. All right, but nonetheless, up front, still James Miller throwing the dominance as he did in practice, qualifying, and the race so far. Not too far behind, though, is Owen Martell, about 4.5 seconds back.
They have a lap car between them. And the 23 is in pit road. He's been in pit road for over 5 minutes now. 3 minutes now. So it looks like either he's done or he's serving that penalty, because he is 3 laps down right now. So 3rd place, we got the Toyota Tundra 54 of Matt Gurenberg. Right now he's about 12 seconds behind the leader, 8 seconds behind the 2nd place. So this is a pretty separated field, exactly what I expected. Not everybody here is a road veteran. And I'm not sure how many road veterans are in the league, but from what it looks like this might be a race to lose for James D. Miller.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But but look at Martell though. He's gaining on the leader though.
He has, yes. He gained a little bit, a couple tenths there the last lap.
And what I was saying that's unfortunate is just for the drivers going on pit road, especially for the ones that already have a direct race car. Like there's a driver that I was looking at. He's already a lap down, and that would have been truck sweat. He's a lap down, started 8th, currently 16th. About a driver that was in 17th earlier, but now he's cracked back to the top 10, Robert Hill Jr.
Yes, we saw him get loose and spin out after hitting the curbs earlier, I believe in the first lap. So he's got that interesting struck with the all-black car with the number 40s on the quarter panel, similar to what they run, I believe, in the Canadian series, or is that a K&N? Oh, and he just as we mentioned, that he just made contact with the inside wall and he gets loose and spins out. So he shouldn't have too much damage, but he does have some front end damage now.
He hit that pit wall though.
Yes. Looks like might have a little bit too much rear brakes, which are adjustable in the trucks. So he needs to dial it up a bit or watch his brake entry a bit more. But it's a shame that happened when we were talking. So.
Biggest mover of the race, I got to give a shout out. He has caught up, got some loose incidents here tonight, but I'm seeing not really any damage on his truck. That's Dylan Gooden. Currently in 6th, started 18th. Right behind him is Jared Ziegler, who came from the back of the pack with him, who started 17th.
This is the battle we were watching a couple laps earlier. The 0-0 looks like he's faster, but at the same time he's looser. So if he doesn't take care of his tires, he might not have anything for the 75. If they plan to keep this battle going for the rest of the race, as we're about.
Hey, Luce. Yeah, Luce is fast. So I mean, you're doing something right if you're catching somebody.
Luce is fast, but at a road course, you don't want to cook those rear tires. You cook those rear tires, the rear tires are gone. You got no drive off, and with these transmissions, you have the Jericho transmissions. It's mostly built for top speed. So if you don't get a good drive off, you're going to be having a very, very long straightaway.
James D. Miller still out front by just a little over 2 seconds of Owen Martell. Owen Martell at some point gained about 2 seconds on Miller. Matt Grudenberg is actually back there still in 3rd after he had his own off-track incident.
He's 5 seconds ahead of 4th place, who is dealing with lap traffic right now.
Yeah, Polkafree is at the 21, just ahead of him. I'm sorry if I'm mistaken that name. I'm having a difficult time pronouncing. Oh, he's going down into pits,
he's
number
going down
7.
pit road. He made some contact with the rear end of the 21, giving him some slight front end damage.
21 with David Gervis, who's a lap down already.
I have a feeling that this is pit strategy. I don't think that they can go all the way in one tank of fuel, so they might be coming in short pitting now, trying to run a little bit longer. So if that's the case, then it's good for them. We don't have as much intel as we have. We have all the intel for Watkins Glen because we prepared for that track, but.
Dylan Gooden into the pits, but it looks like he overshot his pit box, or he has to correct himself. That's going to cost him time. Dylan Gooden came from 18th, clean truck.
Oh, Ziegler goes wide. Let's take a look and see what happened there. Oh, that first corner, the one you're always talking about. Is it Quebec corner?
Quebec corner's turn 3.
Oh, my bad. Looks like, yeah, he just went wide. Lost the time to the 75. Well, lost the time to 43 now. But since 75 is in pit road. That being said, the battle between James D. Miller and Owen Martell. It looks like overall James D. Miller's faster, but there are some laps where Owen is catching up to him. So it could be that the 25 is dealing with lap traffic, or it could be that the 53 just has he's nailing some corners and not nailing the others. Right now, the 53 is battling against the 88 of William. As William goes wide.
William out of nowhere. Into a tire barrier. That's going to sustain more damage to the 88 car of William Kruska. Terrible day for William because he started 6th. He's back there in 12th, a lap down. It's just not been his day.
Yes, William was already dreading this start. He said he can't wait for the next week where they can go to a real racetrack, or not. Pardon me, a fun racetrack. Pardon me, not a real racetrack. So I believe next week is Eldora, so it'll be a different type of action that we're going to be covering. So for a race that more than likely I'll be broadcasting by myself, it'll be a blast. So that's a good way to hit the ground running.
Oh, 17 off track. That's number 17. That's Chris Rice.
Was he off track?
Yeah, he was just off track.
Oh, yes. He went wide in one of the corners and got past. Same thing with the 54, but not as bad.
That was owned by turn 5 and 6.
Yes. Now, a little thing about William Kruska. He is actually the league owner for this league. So he's always the one spreading the message of suicide prevention and being aware of it. So we're gonna thank William Kruska for all he does here. And for this league he puts up. It's a little bit late night for us, especially for the people on the East Coast. But William knows
trouble.
what he's doing.
97's around right by the start-finish line.
Let's take a look back and see if we can find anything. Just got loose and hit the inside wall. Let's go back a little bit more.
Oh, he hit that inside wall a ton, too.
Oh yeah, he hit that. I don't see any smoke damage though.
He's smoking right now, though. I mean, he's smoking right now, and he's going to blow up if he's still out there on the track.
Oh, you're right, yes.
I'm sure he's got the meatball flag on his thing.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. His engine is dropping oil. So, it's a good thing iRacing hasn't implemented the oil particles in the track yet. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't change anything. The trucks will probably still be going wide. Oh, it's the 40 going around.
Whoa. Yeah, what happened to Robert Hill Jr.?
Was there some contact with another car? The 03 went wide ahead of him. Would that have changed anything? Oh, yeah.
The 03 actually came onto the racetrack just ahead of him. He actually made it wide, coming back. Up back on the track. He was already. Oh.
The 03 hit the curbs, and it made his truck go loose, and he chased it up high, and then brought it back into the racetrack and hit the 40. So the 40 now has front end damage. The 03 has side damage, rear damage. He's got all kinds of damage, except maybe right side damage. Pardon me. So
man, Gruenberg's just in a mess. He just almost punted the 09 right out of the way. That was Randy Thorne in the 09. Gruenberg currently in third, holding his own right now. He's got a good gap from Thomas Wagner, currently in fourth.
Yeah, he's got 34 seconds till fourth place, so he can afford a couple spins. You can afford to slow down and wait for a perfect opportunity to pass on the lap traffic if you encounter some. Right now, going back to the battle for the first and second place, looks like James D. Miller has lost another second. But compared to what everybody's doing...
we got pit stops.
Yeah, James D. Miller was in the lead before. Now it's 0-1.
What happened? Did he make a pit stop?
No, because if he made a pit stop, they would have...
Something happened to James Miller.
Yes, something must have happened to James Miller during this whole series of events that happened earlier. Because I'm not being shown any pit stops for the top five.
Neither am I.
Yeah, so something must have happened to James D. Miller that made him lose time.
If I find it here, I'll be sure to let you know.
Yes, 53 is loose off the corners. So, and James is catching up slowly but surely. He's catching up. So.
Oh, what happened with James D. Miller?
Yes,
lap traffic, made it wide, missed a corner, and hit the tire barriers.
Did he? That's a shame for him. I can see some quarter panel damage right there, some front end quarter. He must not be happy, but it could have gone a lot worse. He's only 2.5 seconds behind the leader. He actually just gained just over half a second on Owen Martell. So.
Well, now I just got something because I just got on this program that I'm currently using. It doesn't show me off track, so it'll show me a driver that's off track. That's kind of cool.
We got
so I wish I would. I wish I was following this earlier. Kind of getting reports now. Jordan McCovey was off track.
He's got a nice looking flaming truck there. Unfortunately, he's got a lot of damage. He's going down Pear Road. I've been noticing the 16 has been having some connection issues, so he's a bit unstable right now. Hopefully that gets cleared up, or he doesn't get disconnected from it. Thankfully, it's a road course, and everybody gets spread out, so it doesn't look that bad on his end for tonight. As James D. Miller has gained another couple tenths, another 2 tenths on our new leader, Owen Martell. Let's take a look at some of the chat interactions here tonight. We got a couple chats. Let's just make sure I set it to live so everybody can see. We got Paul Ross. Tanner, you know Paul. He races with us in 3 wide. He says, "Good job, guys. Wish I had the flow to speak during a broadcast." Paul, if I'm doing this, you can do it because I am not the best, but I'm out here doing it. So, Paul, if you ever want to do this, let me know, and we can hook you up.
Hey, man, believe me, I'm not the best either.
Well, you're better than me at this, for sure. Jay Galstar 1. What to heck? This happened at 11:54, so I'm not sure what he's referring to. I'm going to try to keep an eye on the chat, and but it's just a lot for me to handle doing this by myself. So, David D50, great contest where good sportsmanship is on display. Blackbird 14, still better driving than the Pro Series tonight. I heard a lot about that, a lot of cautions out tonight, but I haven't had a chance to actually take a look at it. Another interesting fact, I believe it might be the 14 car. But the 14 car is sponsored by Drive for Suicide Prevention. So they were running, I believe, fourth at one point. They were tweeting about it earlier. They were all excited as the 25 goes down Perry Road. James D. Miller now going with his fuel strategy, pitting lap 16. Sullivan Gate said this league had a family, damn it. So a lot of incidents tonight. A lot of I'm assuming a lot of people who aren't happy with each other because as the 0-0 goes around, did his tires give out?
He just pitted not too long ago there, Carlos. I gotta see what happened to him.
Maybe cold tires. Let's take a look.
I don't know. It was a couple laps ago, but I think no, he was already loose.
Yeah. He got loose, and it looked like when he went back on the gas again, he just
75 in the background on the tire barrier there. Something happened to him.
Oh, not the 75.
That was Dylan Gooden. Yeah, he was having a tremendous run. He actually got same spot. He got loose and went into the infield, hit the tire barrier really hard.
I was trying to show you guys 75, but it appears he's left the track, so he might be done for tonight.
That's a shame. He was having a good run, too. After starting 18th, he was already in the top 6.
Yeah, we're trying to show you guys everything we can. But once somebody leaves the session, it becomes incredibly hard for us to show everything previous.
Leader on pit road. Owen Martell.
There he goes. So that will probably give the lead to the 54 of Matt Grunberg.
Where's he at?
He is pretty far
back. Here he
back.
goes. Coming off the last corner of turn 10.
And we're going to see if he's going to try to make it to the end, because at lap 23, that's the halfway point. That's when the caution comes out. Whoever's leading gets a stage point because they're the stage winner. So it might be the 54, because after him is James D. Miller, but he's well over a minute. He's almost 2 minutes behind now. He's not lapped yet. Alright, got Paul Ross saying, keep up the good work, boys. Justin Rector, hey, how about a shout out to our troops? I agree. They're all doing a wonderful job. And support them.
God bless them.
Jay Cervoni, 29. Hello. Hey, how you doing? Brody Iverson, you what? Sullivan Gate, I have W with a bunch of N's, NBC. We got a lot of people here interacting here tonight, so thank you so much. I'm going to get back to the action, give the comments a little break here. So, we got, I believe, 6, pardon me. 3 plus 3, yeah, about 6, 7 laps. I do math very well. Tanner, did you know I almost passed 2nd grade?
Man, I don't know. Well, I mean, you didn't reach the 3rd.
Well, let's not talk about that. Speaking of seconds, James D. Miller, since he came out of pit road, because of the huge lead he had over Matt Grunberg, he's only 2.4 seconds behind. So if he's patient and if he can handle himself well, he should be able to overtake Matt Grunberg before lap 23 and earn that stage point. So he's only 2.7 right now. Owen Martell, who was the leader before everybody went down pit road, is now...
but
yeah,
he took a 2-tire pit stop. At least.
Yes.
Either that or just either that or he didn't take any kind of tires, because I'm showing his pit stop time 7 seconds.
Let's go ahead and pull up the results. These are the pit stop times for the moment. Right now, Thomas Wagner is in pit road. Looks like he's taking 4 tires. But yes, James D. Miller with a 7.8 seconds. I believe that might be no tires.
That's a no tire thing.
Yeah, that's got to be no tires. 14 for David Martell. Everybody else is around the 14, 15 range. So you got 2 cars that haven't pit yet. That's the current leader, Matt Grunberg, and 88 of William Kriska.
You see it right there. Thomas Wagner really taking a long pit stop on pit road. Thomas Wagner actually has sustained a ton of damage. Yes. Actually, he just blew his engine. And actually, as we were talking about the pit stops here, he got loose, hit the inside wall, and flipped the truck.
And, well, the 54 is now on pit road, giving the lead to James D. Miller, so it looks like all that talk was for naught.
Oh, he's got to correct himself in the pit box.
That's a lot of time wasted. There's my pit crew there. I don't know.
And he's still correcting himself.
He is spending a lot of time in pit road. And yes, don't think I didn't see that comment. We are calling them cars. I'm trying to work on that. They're technically our cars. I know they're trucks. They're technically cars, but I'm going to try working on that saying them trucks as the 54 is finally off. A long time in pit road, 37 seconds in. Oh, that's the wrong person. 46 seconds in pit lane and 14.4 in his actual stop. But that may not include the actual time he was moving back and forth, trying to figure out where his stall was.
James Miller's back out front. I bet he had a little bit of a scare when he wrecked. But he's back out front, leading laps right now. And he took fuel only, so I wonder if the no-tire strategy is going to benefit him. We'll find out. Last time by at the start-finish line, Owen Martell had a 12.8 seconds behind of Miller. This time by, we'll have to wait and see until Martell... caution! Full course caution on the speedway!
Oh, that's a little bit earlier than I expected.
Whoa, we got the 09 involved. Is this the cause of the caution? Or was that like an end of a stage?
From what I was told, that the stage caution would arrive lap 23. This is not lap 23. It is lap 20, so if they change something, they haven't let us know. Or maybe they typed in the wrong information. I think that this is the stage caution because we don't have anybody. There's no off-track officials, so if someone's going to throw a caution, they're going to throw it more than likely for the stage break.
I'm trying to see here. Let's see what would be the cause of this. They said, according to the timing thing, caution wave. James Miller was. James didn't wreck. I do want to say that was between Randy Thorne and them guys. Randy Thorne and Jared Ziegler, because they both went spinning down in turn 3 of Quebec corner. Okay, time to catch my breath. Pace car is still on pit road, so they're waiting for the leaders to catch up here so the pace car can collect it. Pace car is moving right now, so I assume here comes the leaders. I gotta pull my track map to see where everybody is here right now. But of course, yes.
They just caught up to the pace car right now.
Yep.
So while we're in the car, you want to go ahead and thank our friends at Track Mats for Gourmet for providing the in-car track cameras for tonight's race. They've been helping us provide wonderful shops for the oval tracks, as well as in-cars for both cup and truck. So if you like what you're seeing there, feel free to try it out yourself. They got a live demo, and you can also donate to get the full experience at www.trackcams22.com. So the 25 is available for an interview. You want to go hop in there and see if we can interview them?
Yeah, we could do that. Here, I gotta get it all straightened out here on my end here. Broadcast booth, right?
Yep, we're going to broadcast booth to interview them. All right, let me go ahead and bring in the 25 so you can know that we're going to interview him. James D. Miller, do you have a copy out here tonight?
Yes, sir.
All right, Tanner, go ahead and take it away for this interview.
Yeah, James, looked like it was a scary moment for you when you had an incident and you lost the race lead. What was your mindset at that time? And did you think you'd be able to get the race lead back when all that stuff was going on?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what the two lap cars were doing there side by side, and I got up to them a lot quicker than I thought, and they weren't moving anywhere. I tried to go wide, just too much speed, and I guess I got saved by that tire wall, but yeah, I wasn't sure how this truck would handle after that. I mean, I got pulled in and then spun it around, and I was like, oh, great, there goes my race, but got it back up here somehow, so.
All right, one more quick question, because you're coming up on pit stops here. I assume you're going to want to pit or something, because you took no tires. Was that the strategy, and what's the strategy to try to stay out front?
Yeah, it was hoping just to stay out with no tires. I wasn't really expecting second place to take tires, but we'll see how this plays out. I'm sure I can get my way back up there. Just hopefully it's a clean way.
All right, don't speed on pit road, and best of luck the rest of the race.
All right, thank you.
All right, well, that was James D. Miller. We got the 43 of Thomas Wagner in the Infield Carrier Center. Let's go ahead and see if he's available to talk. Thomas Wagner, you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Thomas, you want to go ahead and explain as to what's been going on with your race here tonight?
Just a tough night for our JetBlue number 43 Toyota Tundra. We're fighting loose off of one of the hardest corners in this whole racetrack. I thought I could had it saved, but you know, iRacing with the clip in the wall and send you flying. But we got about 5 minutes of required repairs left. We'll get back out there and try to make something of this.
All right, Tanner, do you have any questions for Thomas?
Thomas, this seems like a very tricky road course, especially for the NASCAR Camping World trucks here. But when you were racing, you were up there in the top 5. How hard is it to try to get the throttle down? Because it just seems like it's all loose everywhere. And that tough corner you mentioned, would that be turn 3 or would that be turn 5 and 6?
That would be turn 5 and 6. You know, it's a lot of footwork. You gotta, you know, heel toe, as a lot of the pro drivers say. It's more of a driver's track instead of a, you know, you get on it and just run around here like you know, you go to Sonoma or you go to Watkins Glen and you get it down pretty easy. This track, not that much.
All right, well, thank you for coming to talk with us there, Thomas. And is it too banged up to get back on out there?
We'll be out there shortly.
All right, Thomas,
All right.
We wish you luck the rest of tonight. Oh, I moved him. He was going to say something else. That's my bad. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take a mini break as we go ahead and set ourselves back up in the booth. We'll be back before green comes out.
Back green flag racing right now. Owen Martell is out front doing everything he can to hold off Grutenberg. This is the first restart of the evening, that first side-by-side battle between James D. Miller and Matt Grutenberg. Oh, man, this is getting a little hairy. Probably the best race in action. A little bumper tap right there to Grutenberg. Oh, man, coming to the toughest part of the racetrack here very soon. Into the grass goes Miller. Yep, Miller's doing everything he can to hold on. Here is Kyle Polkfree right there. I apologize if I have the name incorrect, but you're doing a fantastic job in third place. Grutenberg is in second. This is turn 5 and 6. This is the corner that Thomas Wagner was talking about. Contact between Grutenberg and the number 7 of Polkfree. Here comes the number 25 of James Miller to take advantage of this down the straightaway, down the Mario Andretti straightaway. Who's in the draft as much as you can to try to pull yourself up there, depending upon how good of a launch you did on corner exit. And the driver that is loving this right now is Owen Martell.
Owen's pulled off to around a almost 3-second lead right away within the first 2 laps of this restart. So we had a very nice battle here between for the second place. Honestly, got a lot of beat up cars. I believe the 25 trucks. I believe the 25 is the best looking or least damaged truck out here tonight. Is Chad's getting active, so we apologize. We assumed we had one more lap before we went yellow, before we went back to green.
Great hard racing for second place between Miller and Polkfree. I think Owen is actually the cleanest truck on the racetrack, right? And he's a race later. But I tell you what, Miller is not going to be denied. Oh, getting a little loosey-goosey goes Polkfree. He's still hanging on for second place. Oh, man, this is getting very entertaining. Oh, he's getting into the grass. Oh, and Miller's loose, and here comes Grutenberg.
So during all this happened, the 25 lost the lead, and 53 retook it. So 53's pulled off to now 6-second lead, the highest lead of the night for the 53. So this actually might be the highest lead overall here tonight, not counting when pit stops were happening. So we'll see if James D. Miller can settle down, try to catch back up to Kyle. and then eventually pass him and try to go for the lead. But 25 has lost a lot of time here.
5 cars only on the lead lap, and I tell you what, the biggest battle on track is between Grunberg. He's in the grass, he's slipping and sliding, he is sideways, he's trying to dirt track it, it ain't gonna happen, he will touch the wall, and oh, it's very unfortunate for Grunberg. After a fantastic run, he's gonna lose positions here, at least 5th. Ziegler is actually
going on pit road.
Gonna be, going on pit road now. Dead gone. But I tell you what, now Miller has clean air, and he's going to try to hunt down Owen Martell. Like Miller, he was pretty confident in his truck and during his in-race report interview.
He's already gained over 3 seconds. He was about 6 seconds behind when he was in 3rd place. Now he's just over 3 seconds. So Owen might be in trouble. I don't believe with the time that was gained in the last 2 laps, it would be enough to hold him for 21 laps. But we'll see. That being said, Tanner, how high-pitched is your voice?
Oh, if I'm very loud, I'm sorry. I'm just getting excited.
Not loud.
That was exciting.
No, not loud. You're definitely getting high-pitched, kind of like you got kicked somewhere. You shouldn't have kind of kicked in.
Yeah, I had a broadcast earlier tonight prior to this, and so my throat is actually a little bit out of it because it was an exciting truck race at Auto Club earlier, and it was actually almost a side-by-side finish, so I was just shouting throughout the mic. But, well, man, oh man.
Tanner, we appreciate the fact that you took your time out here in this late night and helped us with the broadcast tonight, so it's understandable. And don't get me wrong, I encourage anybody here to get excited for the racing. So just pointing out how high-pitched you were.
Sorry, but if I get too loud, just let me know. Feel free to scold at me.
Yeah, if you get loud, I'll just manually adjust you. I am the producer here, after all. But you're fine.
All right, nonetheless, I tell you what, you mentioned it with Miller cracking down that lap time. He is starting to gain little by little on Martell right now. So I'm just curious to see what is really going to happen here. How is he going to try to get that race lead? And when he catches him, what's the corner he's going to pass on? I mean, Miller knows he's fast. Actually, he's really cutting it down, and I think Martell realizes it. Yes,
since we last mentioned James D. Miller, he was about 3.3 seconds now. He's 2.7 seconds behind the lead, so he's gaining at least a couple tenths, maybe half a second lap. So we'll see if James might be pushing too hard, if Owen's saving his tires, or if Owen is running at 100% capacity. So it's still a bit too early to tell, but I have a feeling that one of these two might not be happy with each other at the end of the race.
Hey, we might see a finish. What year was that? And I don't remember who it was, but there was a big old finish one time coming off the final corner, and then they're like the top 2 drivers are like in the grass area. They were fighting for the win, and it ended up being a fight. Yeah, that was here. That
was here. Yes, you're right. You're referring to the Cole Custer and John Hunter Nemechek. That was something I'm not going to talk about because I was not happy with that, with the results of that. That was.
I watched that whole incident and it just reminded me of something that would happen on iRacing. But nonetheless, Miller is cracking down on Owen or Martell really good here. The money corner for Miller is actually turns 5 and 6. That's what I've been noticing, and turn 4.
And up ahead is actually Owen Martell. Since we last mentioned him, he's gained another. He's actually cut the lead in over half. He's over 1.3 seconds now behind the leader. Let's go ahead and take a look at his stats here for tonight. He's already led 13 laps, and his fastest lap is a 121.351. His last lap is only 0.3 slower than that, so he's being consistent right now. And I believe it's not giving me his stints, so I apologize for that.
Hey, ATVO doesn't do.
They do stints. Yes, since 6 laps since he last went down pit road. Right now, Owen Martell has about 11 laps. So Owen actually stayed out while we were interviewing James D. Miller. So that's actually how he lost the lead.
They don't do laps led them.
No, they don't.
I gotta get a program on laps led because I just think that's an important stat.
Yes, without a doubt, James D. Miller has actually led the most laps. So that we don't have anything to worry about. And he's almost there. He's already half a second behind the leader. So
we're going to be seeing this battle for the race lead very soon here.
Yes, within the next two, probably within this lap, or maybe the next lap.
Oh, number 97's off the track. He's in trouble. That's Jeff Gross. Leader's coming up.
And they passed by without issues. Go see if we can see what happened here.
Yeah, good thing. I just seen that on a track map. Oh man, he just went right into this.
Oh, that was weird.
Away.
Yeah, wow. He lost. He just. Oh, and he almost got contact by another car.
Oh man. Oh. You smelling that, Carlos? I'm smelling a race lead. A battle for the race lead.
Oh, it's happening. Oh, it's almost there. It'll happen next lap for sure. Let's go ahead and take a look at our chopper cam. As he drives it in there, almost made some contact with the leader. Tanner, you're better at this than I am. Go ahead and take over.
Yeah, well, I mean, just be yourself, man. That's just the way it goes. Just call the action as you see it. Because right now, Miller is looking towards the to the right side of the racetrack as a loosey-goosey Owen Martell trying to hang on to it, trying to hold on to the race lead. This is down in turn number 4. We're going to be coming up on turn 5 and 6, which is the muddy corners for James Miller. Let's see if he can get it done right here. He got close to that back bumper, back down in turn number 3. Oh, not quite just yet.
You got to drive off, but he's not there yet.
Yes, absolutely. We got a lap car up ahead. Shouldn't be too much of a factor. That's going to be the 21 machine. That would have been David Jervis.
So he's losing some time. So it looks like the 25 might actually either he was holding back or something's going on, because he lost some time there in the straightaway, even though he got the better drive off. And one of the comments are asking about 7th place. Right now, there's really no battle for 7th place. They're 6th and 7th are a lap down. But if they get close enough, I'll go ahead and show them.
Yeah, right now I'm just looking at the battle for the race lead. This is the most important battle right now, because I tell you what, the 25 Miller got into the back bumper of Martell on corner exit of turn number 10 and really loosened him up. But he couldn't. But he will not be denied. Martell is not going to be denied coming off that corner. He still holds on to the race lead. This is down turn number 3. Here we go, reaching for turn number 4. Side by side for that top spot. Miller's gonna get it. Yeah. Here comes Martell. No, Martell couldn't get it. He had to give it up. Miller is just too strong.
Take a look at a replay of that. The chopper cam. He sets it up perfectly, gets a better drive off, and then just goes to the inside. The 53 did not attempt to block it off. Do we have another battle for the lead? Are they close up? No, it's a bit separated.
Yeah, they're separated right now, but I tell you what, there was no contact between the leaders. It was a nice, clean pass. 7th place, somebody said. No, there's no battle for 7th place. They're not near each other. Both, actually, there wouldn't be a battle because Jordan McEvoy is a lap down compared to Robert Hill Jr., who's an 8th, who's 2 laps down.
So somehow still the closest battle here tonight is between 1st and 2nd, but that's going to stretch out a bit more as they go on, because it's funny, the 25 is clearly the fastest out here tonight.
And don't count out these drivers just yet, because we've seen the 25 already made a spin as a race leader. All right, calming down just a little bit now. Nobody is really off track. Everybody's kind of just running their own race right now. The closest battle right now is between the race leaders. There's a battle between where the 21 is, and I think that's a 7 car, but that's not a battle.
Yeah, so 21 is shown multiple laps down. I can't see it. He's shown 3 laps down, who was right behind the 7 earlier, but no other close battles, here nearby.
Yeah, it's one thing I love about this program. I got a track map that's going like 60 frames a second, and I can see everybody of who's all where on the track. Like the number 40 is headed down pit road right now. Just kind of seeing if there's any kind of incident. This is the way how I've been spotting incidents on the racetrack, to see by their car numbers if they're stopped or something like that. So it's a nice little tool. There isn't really any battles on track at the moment. Everybody's kind of separated. There's the 54 back there. That is Matt Grutenberg, who's currently in 5th. Just ahead of him would be the 09 machine. who is a lap down. That is Randy Thorne, first car 1 lap down. But otherwise, everybody else is kind of separated. Miller is actually starting to separate himself from Martel.
Just slowly. Now that he's past the 53, he hasn't been pushing it as hard as from what I've been noticing, because he was gaining half a second to a second lap, and now he two laps into this, and he's only gained 1.1 seconds. So I think it's safe to say that he's now saving his stuff, trying to take it easy. He knows that it's his race to lose, and he made it the fastest, but until you cross the start-finish line, it's not over.
It's not over. Not just yet, because anything could happen. And as we see early in the race with the 25 getting involved in an incident, and he actually lost the race lead because of it, you just never know what's going to happen. Right now, there's some very relatively clean air for Miller to work with, because just ahead of him is going to be the number 16 of Jordan McVoy, because the 16. Sorry, yeah, that last name's just getting me here. But that 16 has been time to time though. But it looks like it's stabilized right now.
Yeah, and then after the 16, it's nobody for maybe about a third of a track. So
well, right now the leaders are in turns 1 and 2. They're coming up on turns 3, which is a Quebec corner. The next traffic of lap cars are all the way down by turn 6, so that's a huge gap as far as clean air is concerned.
Yeah, and the 16 looks like he's still having some connection issues. So I'm not going to show him because I'll just destabilize the whole network. But well, we'll see what the 16 is going to do now that the leaders are approaching. Will the 16 give way, or will the 16 might cause it? If he's having some serious connection issues, he might cause something to happen with the leaders.
There's a good little battle on track. There's a good little battle on track between Randy Thorne and Matt Grutenberg, even though it's not for position. They're at the start-finish line right now.
Looks like the 09 might be giving away. No, he's going to hold on to it. There he goes. Now the 54 goes right by him on the outside.
And here goes the race leader around the 16 of Jordan there.
So he got by him without issue, didn't lose too much time. Now we're going to see if...
Oh, the 43 was just off track.
43?
I think he was. I think just off track. Yes, he was.
The 43 has heavy damage. So.
That's Thomas Wagner.
Yes, he was the one that had the clipping issue. Yes, he overshot that corner, went wide, so didn't give himself any more damage, but just adding more insult to his injuries. He's got a nice looking paint scheme. It's a shame that.
Martel's pitted. Was that just a 2-tire pit? I gotta look. That's a 4-tire pit stop.
With Martel? Yeah, 4 tires.
He just pitted, yep.
Seconds, yes. So that has second place now to Kyle Pokrevsky. I've been saying his name right, or at least what I think is right all tonight. And now that it kind of matters, I'm messing it up as Kyle loses. Oh, you know what? It's not updating correctly in my software. So Kyle is still in second place.
Yeah, Kyle's in second place right now. Owen, actually, he's still in third. He's coming off turn number 6 right now, and he just pitted for 4 fresh tires and fuel. So, and they are running a 50% fuel load, and it looks like the race leader's down pit road right now.
Yes, he is. He's down pit road. And we'll see if he overshoots his stall. He's got some damage from earlier, but at this point, I don't think it's worth fixing it.
Looks like 35 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit.
And
pit box, and he's there. Nice.
He nails it. Great job on his end.
And second place is now coming off turn number 10, and here goes the race leaders.
Yep, second place now goes down pit road.
Yep, hand at second place to the 53 of Owen Martel.
And James Miller's already out, so pardon me. So he's got the lead again. He's about 8 seconds ahead of Owen Martel at this point. Right now the top 5 are the only cars in the lead lap. 6th place, 6th to 7th is 1 lap down. 8th to 9th is 3 laps down. and 10th is 8 laps down. So it's been a kind of regular road course race.
Number 50 or not? Yeah, Thomas Wagner's back down pit road, but 54 Matt Grutenberg is on pit road as well. Oh, car trouble. Number 40, Robert Hill Jr. spinning.
Oh, what did? Whoa!
Did
you see that?
Good. Oh, good lord. We should have an onboard of that one. I'm sure you can pull that one up.
If you can find me, I'll pull that up.
That was Justin Rector. The 03.
So it looks like he got loose. And then we'll pull up the 03 a little bit.
Watch this.
Alright, let's take a look.
Here we go. Coming on. This is it right here. Yeah.
Backs off the throttle and everything. That was something where even I would require a new pair of pants.
Yeah, I tell you.
So here's an interesting thing. It used to be an 8-second lead for second place since the pit stop. So now it's 6.666. A very nice number, but it looks like Owen has been gaining a little bit. I'm not sure if that was because James was taking care of his tires some more, or Owen's pushing now that there's 10 laps to go.
Yeah, we're cutting down to it. I'm not sure about backing down, but
he's gained another 2:10 since we last mentioned the time. But that could just be for naught if he doesn't take care of his tires, or if he
tell you what,
Ziggler
was third place. He just gave up 2 spots to Kyle Polkafree and the 54 of Grutenberg, Matt Grutenberg. And actually, the 00 is actually out and away.
Yeah, he went down pit road. He's got a relatively clean car, considering he went spinning a couple laps earlier.
He was spinning early in the race too, but it's relatively a clean car.
Or truck, pardon me. Chat's getting on my case for saying that.
Truck, yep, my bad.
So still the closest battle is for first and second place. I would have figured that, considering everybody thought that the 25 was going to win tonight's race, this has been a very, very somewhat close battle for the lead. It's been traded a couple times, but really not much else going on across the track. So, still only 5 cars in the lead lap. The 5th place car is actually 59 seconds ahead. And
check this out. There's a battle where Justin Rector's at, and the 03 truck just ahead of him has been kind of a good battle, but it's not for position. If anything's for position, it's not for position, because 11th place is 10 laps down, and Justin, who's in 12th place, is 17 laps down. But otherwise, these are the closest cars on the racetrack.
Yes, you got a point there. Unfortunately, it's a shame to see all these trucks that got damaged, and that's what a road course is going to do. Not everybody here is a road course ringer, and even myself, I'll probably end up with a truck looking at like the 97, or actually not the 97. I'll probably look like a 40, all banged up. I think that 97 is doing a much better job than what I would have done as the 03 goes wide.
He went very wide indeed. That cost him a lot of time.
We got the race leader here approaching the 43 and lap traffic. Let's see what's going to happen here.
He's got some pretty good clean air traffic ahead. Passes the lap car there.
Yeah, no, it looks like there's not going to be any issues there. 43 isn't letting him go for some reason. 43 is going to make him go in the outside line here. As the 43 isn't letting the leader go by, so this is really helping Owen out. He's already up to 5 seconds behind as
he's gaining.
Goes by. Yeah, he's gaining on him. Not as fast as when the 25 was gaining on 53, but he's still gaining on him. Now he's 4.4 seconds back.
He cleared.
Yes, he's already cleared him, so he shouldn't be gaining that much as Kutuk anymore.
Next driver to go 1 lap down, who's already entering the S's, is going to be Ziggler, and here comes the leaders down the straightaway. A little bit of a gap yet, but the leader is catching him.
Yeah, Ziggler's about 4 or 5 seconds from being lapped. He's already 1 minute and 14 seconds behind the lead.
Was the 54 just off the racetrack? Yeah, I gotta go back and the 54. I'm checking right now. No, he wasn't. We're good.
54 was running up front in the top 3, and looks like he's dropped back a bit. He's dropped back a bit to 4th, so pardon me. I'm very, you know what they say about me, I'm very drastic when it comes to dropping and gaining positions. He's 4th place. He's about 4 seconds actually behind 7th place. So this might be, it's still not technically the closest battle, but pretty soon it might become the closest battle as the 0-3 spins out again. This time he hits it really hard. Let's take a look at the replay on that. So it looks like he goes wide and then panics when he sees the 21 there, and then he hits the front end of his truck against the tire barriers pretty hard. No smoke, so I guess no harm, no foul.
Ouch.
Alright, just under 4 seconds out of the 53 is gained on James D. Miller. He is gaining on him. I initially thought it was because tires were cold on the 25, but alright, 3.8 seconds. This might become something. I don't know if he has enough time to catch up. 3 seconds is a long time to gain, especially when you're gaining 1 or 2 tenths a lap.
Yeah, that's a tough deal right there. He's only 3.7 seconds. Wondering if he's going to get a better corner exits. Timing and scoring shows he just gained 2 tenths coming off the final corner. So, I mean, he's catching, but I don't know if it's going to be enough time to gain on Miller.
What he needs is Miller to have a mistake. I think just one mistake, just getting a little bit wide. I'm not even talking about getting on the grass. If James D. Miller goes a little bit wide one of these corners, Owen will capitalize on that. He'll be there.
He's gaining on me, 3.3 right now, 3.5. I mean, he's gaining little by little. I just don't know if it's going to be enough for about 6 laps yet.
I don't think it's going to be enough. I think he needs something to happen to 25 to be there. So the next closest battle will be for 3rd place between the 54 and the 7 as the 54 goes wide, losing all momentum that I just saw that he gained. So, but that will be the next closest battle, as we are just over 3 seconds here. For the
21's off track. He's on track right now.
Oh, yes. Let's go and take a look and see if we can see anything that happened there.
That would be David Gervais.
Oops.
He was all over the place there. He just lost it.
Yeah, let's take a look at that again since I apologize to click the wrong button on that. Just drove it in too hard. Got a little bit loose. Hit the gas again. They're in his tires. Tanner, is what you told me last year, or maybe 2 years ago when you were driving for my team. You told me when you get loose, you just want to get off the gas. Don't touch the gas, because the moment you touch the gas is when you're going to spin it out. So it's better to just wait for the car or truck to settle down before you touch the gas, because otherwise you're gonna spin out, and there's nothing you can do to save that.
Sometimes don't touch the brake either, because if you lock it down, it can just mean disaster for your truck too. But it's something. A lot of times you're just a passenger when the truck's just like all over the place like that. So it just depends on the situation and the racetrack, of course. So, but heck, I'll never forget the one time when I were racing that I always tease you about this Kentucky Motor Speedway a couple of years ago.
You keep on mentioning that. I have no memory
I do.
of that night.
Well, the crazy thing is that it was a broadcast race. 21's in trouble again.
So go ahead and see if I can find anything here for 21. I don't think so. I may have gone too far back. I apologize for that.
Oh, actually, he was just so slow. He doesn't have any straightaway speed.
I think I think he's really slow. Like that's not like
something's going on. That's not normal.
Yeah, that's not iRacing slow. That's him purposely driving slow.
What's his 17 laps? He just ran out of gas.
Oh. Okay, that kind of does. I mean, I would just pull out.
That makes sense. According to his fuel stint, he hasn't been to pit road in 17 laps. So, and in the 50% fuel load, yeah, right now he's just coasting.
If he hasn't been in pit road in 17 laps, and he got full fuel, then the 54 might be in trouble because he's 16 laps into his stint.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I don't think that 16 is full. I think that 16 or 17 is full. I think that maybe the 21 didn't get full fuel. That's the 21. Why is he still on track? I'm not sure why.
He's still on track. He ran out of gas. He's out of
gas. Yeah, he should tow it. He's in the middle of the racing line, and there he goes. As we are just over 2 seconds out of the race lead with 4 laps to go.
Gruden's in. Grunberg's in.
Yeah, there we go. So I guess, yeah, 17 might be the most anybody can do. So top 4 are top 3 is are good for sure, because in about 4 laps, the 53 who has 1 lap fresher tire or older tires than everybody else would still be nowhere near close to 17 laps. So
coming down, yeah, we're coming down to 3 laps to go here. Martel is catching the 25 of James Miller.
I still think that James Miller needs to make a mistake for Martel to have a chance of capitalizing.
Jared Ziegler's 1 lap down in 5th. Just got passed by both Miller and Martel.
Yes, so right now we only have 4 cars in the lead lap. James D. Miller, our race leader, Owen Martel, 2nd place. Kyle Pockreffley in 3rd place. And Matt Gruenberg, who just went down pit road. He may actually end up getting a lap down at the end of this, so we'll see what's going on. I had to think about it. The rate that he's going, the 53 might be there regardless if 25 makes a mistake or not, but I think he'll be there at the last lap. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to make a clean pass, but I think he might be there. As we're just over 1.1. Oh, whoa! 53's wrecked. 53's done.
Oh, no.
The lap traffic. What a shame. Oh, that's a real shame.
Oh, yeah, that is, looks like he did. I wonder, I don't know what happened there. I can't really say for sure.
The 43 just, I don't know if he went to wreck the 53 or if he was to, trying to get out of his way, because that, I mean, it doesn't look intentional. But,
hate to say this, but it was down to 2 seconds for Owen Martel.
Yeah.
He was gaining on Miller for the win.
This would have been an exciting thing. Now, I have no idea what happened there. Let's go back a little bit more.
There is some confrontation on pit road. I can tell you that much right now between Wagner and Martel.
Oh, wow.
I wonder if there was a previous incident between Martel and Wagner.
That's a real shame. This pretty much it's going to hand the winner with James D. Miller, unless something happens with Miller and it causes his truck to expire, because Kyle is really far back at this point.
I don't know. I mean, Wagner was 10 laps down, and Martel. Oh, there's another car's around. 21's around again.
Well, at least he's back with fuel. Let's take a look and see if we can find anything there. Okay. Did you see anything from that?
No, he just got loose. It was just an incident.
Oh, okay, I see what happened. It was just a weird angle between my camera. Well, we're on the last lap, and we're on the last
lap. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there isn't really any battles going on. It is the last lap for James Miller. He just got off of turn number 4. Coming down to turn number 5 and 6. Very unfortunate end for Owen Martel. Wonder if there was a previous incident between himself and Wagner earlier in the race.
We'll see if we can interview them after the race is over. 43 still needs to consider. We might get a chance to talk to 43, see if maybe something did happen, or if it was an accident. So,
I think I might have you do that interview, but but nonetheless, Miller coming off turn number 9, going to turn 10, coming off turn 10. James D. Miller showed a dominating performance today, even though it was an up and down day for him. In serious note, he takes the checkered flag at Mosport, also known as Canadian Tire Motorsport Park.
Well, it was a hard-fought victory for him. He made, I believe, one mistake, and it wasn't enough to ruin his night. Although it is a shame that we couldn't get to possibly see an even more exciting finish. I know James, as any true racer, would also agree. It's a shame that it happened. They're a bit relieved, but he probably would have wanted to have a battle there at the finish. I know I would have, even if it probably would have resulted in me losing. I would have wanted there to be a battle there. It's a shame when you get taken out by a lap car, whether it's on purpose or not. So we're gonna go ahead, take a quick break, as we're gonna set up for a couple race interviews, and see what we can do to finish this hectic night off. So we'll be right back. All right, well, we're back. We're all set up to do some late race interviews, or pardon me, post-race interviews. The 25 is still celebrating his win. We're going to go ahead and see if we can talk to the 43 of Thomas Wagner and see if we can get his take on what happened. Thomas, do you have a copy?
Yep.
Hey, Thomas, it's myself, Carlos Acosta, and Tanner Sharp here. We noticed what happened there between you and the 53 was it kind of looked to me like you tried to give him some space on the inside, but it was too late and you guys made contact. Would you care to give us your thoughts on what happened there?
Well, nothing. I'd like to say nothing was intentional there. I felt something, definite vibration in the truck. My force feedback was going nuts. Right off turn 5 and 6 there, and I think I hit the curb. I definitely battered up my truck, and once he got up to me, it just snapped on me. And I was trying to hold it straight. It just turning straight to the right, just uncontrollable. We talked. We're good. Nothing wrong there. 11th place is good for our JetBlue Toyota Tundra.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. Tanner, do you have any questions for Thomas?
I do not.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Thomas. We'll see you next week. All right. We have a couple of people here joining us. I'm not sure who they are, but we're going to go ahead and try to get in James, our winner here tonight, and see if we can interview him. James D. Miller, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
James, you just won a race. How do you feel, bud?
I am exhausted. That 53 was giving me a workout.
Yes, we noticed. It's a shame what happened there at the end. I don't know if you know what happened, but it looked like it was going to be a very close battle at the end. But it just wasn't meant to be, I guess. So you ended up winning here tonight and taking home the checkered now. Tanner, do you have any questions?
Yeah, it was a tremendous run by you there, Jane, all night long from start to finish, and he really gave you a run for your money. Did you have any kind of doubt that you might be able to be up on that wheel and really fighting for that win, even though you were the dominant car?
Yeah, I was playing just the fuel strat, and I knew I was just trying to save my tires, and I was doing the math, and I saw him. He was catching me each lap. I'm like, this is gonna come down to the last lap. I was just worried, like, I'm gonna drive through this corner and mess up. But yeah, I haven't seen the replay. I just know there's a bit of contact with him and a lap down car, which is unfortunate. I was actually excited to see or have a good battle there, but
yeah, and that's what I was mentioning to Tanner. I don't personally know you too well, but as a fellow racer, anytime that there's an opportunity to battle it out, even though even if you can be guaranteed a win, I'd rather battle out with somebody regardless of giving me a chance of losing or not than having something like that happen. It's a shame, but I know that you were relieved that you didn't have any competition at the end, but I know that you would rather battle him and have a close finish than have a fellow racer get taken out by a lap car, regardless if it was on purpose or not.
Yeah, definitely. I earlier on after the pit stops, or no, after the restart, when I caught back up to him, we had our little battle. And that was fun trying to figure out how to get by him, and yeah, I was really excited or interested to see if I had something for him at the end there.
It looked like it was going to be something at the very last lap. He more than likely would have caught up with you, but and we won't know what would have happened if he would have passed you, if he would have passed you cleanly or not, or what would have happened. But either way, you ran a heck of a race. It looks like you only made one huge mistake, and it just wasn't enough to stop you. You were out fast tonight, and you led the majority of the laps. So congrats on this win, and I hope you celebrate it for, I believe, Eldora's next week, and I'll be a different animal.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a little different than road course racing.
Yes, it is. Tanner, any last words?
Yeah, what track are they going to next week?
Eldora.
Eldora, LA. It's going to be a fun time for you guys in the truck. It's a good transition. But, hey, how do you feel about your chances maybe going to the victory lane again at Eldora?
Well, I'm not sure exactly how my competitors are, but I feel pretty good that we'll have a good truck there. Just obviously got to stay out of trouble and make it there for the end to really have anything happen, but we'll see.
All right. Thank you so much for taking the time. We're going to see if we can interview the number 7 of Kyle Perklefty. Or, you know what? Kyle, you're here. How do you say your last name?
Perklefty.
Did you catch that?
Hang on.
Okay. There are 2 Kyles here.
Other me. Say my last name again.
It's Perklefty.
Yeah, shoot, I got it. It's him.
We have 2 people here with the same name. Who's who?
I'm the real dude.
Okay. Well,
So
Kyle, before you watch the broadcast, we 100% butchered your last name, and we will continue to butcher your last name, yes. So you finished P2 here tonight. You had a solid truck. You want to give us your thoughts here for what happened tonight?
P2 on a road course with cars that aren't built for driving on a road course. You know, it's not a win, but I can take. I'm gonna take off my ring and I'm gonna backhand you. I swear.
So who's the other person here?
This is my team owner from another league. He's stupid. So pay no attention to him.
Very well. So your thoughts for tonight? Go ahead.
It was all about survival, I suppose. Didn't really make anything. Sorry about that. Didn't really make any big mistakes. Came close, like 2 inches from, you killing it with about 5 to go, and luckily that didn't happen, so I could salvage a runner-up finish. But should hopefully do a lot better at Eldora next week. Hope we get a win.
All right. Well, Kyle, Tanner, do you have any questions for Kyle?
I really don't. Although I do, it was a great race for you. Is good momentum. How do you feel about carrying your momentum down to Eldora, which is going to be another tough racetrack because it's the truck's on dirt and it's a different animal than a road course. How do you feel about your chances of possibly going to victory lane at Eldora?
Yeah, that's a good track for me. I'm used to sliding, spinning out.
Yeah.
It should be fun.
Well, one thing that I've learned from Eldora is you're not really supposed to, with the trucks at least, you're not really supposed to drive it in there, turning it, drifting it the whole way around. The straighter you can keep it, the faster you'll go. So who knows if that's changed since the last time I've driven Eldora. That being said, I'm also not a dirt racer, so I could just be giving you the worst advice possible. But we wish you good luck next week, you and your team owner from another league. And just want to say thank you for taking your time out here tonight to race.
Oh yeah, don't wish him luck. He sucks. So don't pay him any mind.
I'm a previous winner.
He ruins everything.
I won last week.
Go to bed.
It's nighttime. Bye.
Bye.
Good. Thanks, guys. Sorry.
All right. As I moved the wrong person out of the chat, Tanner, any final words out here tonight before we close? Oh, actually,
just
before we do close, we are forgetting one thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the results. Tan, you want to go ahead and start us off?
Yeah, we do. That's right. Results, man. Okay, here we go. Well, taking the checkered flag, James Miller. Second place, Kyle Polker-Free. Sorry, getting her last name wrong again. Matt Grudenberg, last car in the lead lap, finishes third. Jared Ziegler finishes fourth. Owen Martell, fifth. Jorah McAvoy is sixth. Randy Thorne in seventh. Robert Hill Jr. in eighth. David Jaravis is ninth. And Jeff Gross running off the top 10.
All right, 11th place, we got Thomas Wagner. 12th place, we have Justin Rector in the 03. 13th place, we got Chris Rice. The league owner, William Kruska, in a 14th place. 15th is Dylan Gooden. 16th is Brandon Libby. Chris Sweat takes 17th. James Gouda in 18th. And Anthony Height and Brody Iverson rounds out the top 20. And 21st will be the 8. I don't believe he actually started the race, but he's going to get credit here in the league. So, actually, before we do wrap up, we're going to see if we can talk to Matt Gruenberg and maybe get his point on what happened at the end. Matt, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Matt, we saw those last couple laps, and you were definitely one of the faster trucks out there, gaining on the leader until we saw what happened. Would you care to discuss your night, or maybe the incident, or both of all?
Well, all in all, I'd say it was a good night. First road course race ever, so I'd say coming out here with a third place finish is what we needed. We just wanted to stay on the track the whole race and just get a top 10 at least. So third place is a lot better than what I expected coming into this week, but I feel like we could have done a lot better as the race went on. I definitely know we had a fast truck, and if we just could have minimized the mistakes, going off track and spinning there, we could have been up there with the leaders. And then also for the second week in a row, I kind of messed up my pit strategy, and that also hurt me. So I had to make 2 stops there at the end instead of just 1. But I guess that's how it goes here. All in all, I'd say it was a great night.
Yeah, we noticed that was Shane, you want to discuss what happened there at the end with the 43?
I actually haven't seen the replay yet. Do you? Yeah, I don't know what happened with the 43, but he apparently just lost it and it snapped on him. But that's just what I've heard in the garage area. So, I mean, accidents happen here. His truck was pretty badly damaged, so I mean, definitely wasn't intentional. So,
right.
Owen seems like he was a good sport about it. So, I don't think there's going to be too much bad feelings going into Eldora about that. So, man, it really hurts for Owen though. He had a great truck. I was really hoping to see what was going to happen there between him and James at the end, but I feel for him.
It looks like I've made a huge blunder here. I may have confused you with Owen.
Oh.
Tanner, do you have any questions here for we're the wrong person?
Yeah, you come away with a third place finish here tonight at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, also known as Mosport. How do you feel about your chances next week at Eldora, which is a totally different animal?
Eldora, I have really high expectations for Eldora. I race dirt in real life, so dirt tracks are more of my specialty on this sim. So I definitely feel like I'm going to have a strong truck at Eldora. So feeling really pumped about it. I can't wait to race next week.
All right. Well, thank you for taking your time out here to race tonight and for talking with us. And I do apologize for confusing with the wrong person. So congrats on your P3.
Thank you.
Hopefully you have a successful race at Eldora next week.
Yep, I'm still searching for that first win, so hopefully we can get it there. Thanks.
All right, now let's see if we can get the actual correct person here.
Okay.
Owen Martell, do you have a copy?
Yes, I hear you.
Hi, Owen. Before we do start, I do want to apologize to you and Matt. I accidentally confused you two, and I was interviewing Matt as if it was you. So, Owen, You looked like you had one of the faster trucks out here at the very last couple laps until eventually we saw it happen with the 43. Would you care to give us your thoughts about that incident, or if not, your whole night overall?
I'll talk about the whole night overall because honestly, the incident was what it was. I can't really be mad at it. I can be disappointed, but to be mad would be silly because it was a clear-cut mistake. He got over to the left to get out of our way, both of us, and he jerked the wheel a little hard to go to the left, so he actually had to catch it, and that's when he turned to the right and came into me. So I didn't know he was like losing it. It didn't look like it. He kind of just snapped all at once, and that's what he said too. And it was a fun night. So, well, I gotta say the amount of lap traffic that were significantly slower than that was a little nuts. I mean, we had cars 10 seconds off the pace on track, and that's a little impossible to deal with. James in front of me at one point during the first stage before the caution, he got taken out by some lap cars in a really stupid wreck. Like they were 10 seconds slower than everybody else, and they wrecked him and put him about 7 seconds behind me, and he was able to drive up and still beat me in that stage. So I think James was the faster driver. It was just he had that pressure of being the leader at the end, and I think everybody knows how that goes.
Yeah.
When you get pressurized, you start driving a little bit harder than you should. You start wearing the tires out. I just knew, just drive the car smooth or the truck smooth, and you'll start catching up. And I did, but I don't think I would have caught him without him making a mistake. I really don't.
And based on the stats, unless you pushed it too hard, it looks like you would have caught him maybe halfway through the last lap. But I don't know if you would have been able to form up a clean pass on him to possibly win the race. But you definitely needed him to make a mistake, and you were definitely the faster truck to be at the very end. So between if it would have happened or not, it doesn't matter at this point because what's done is done. You definitely showed you knew what you needed to do at the end, and it's a shame what happened. I'm glad that you and the 43 will have this pass through without issues. I also don't think that it was intentional. To my point of view, it looked like he was trying to go to the inside to let you guys go by on the outside, but didn't expect to see you. I didn't know anything about him getting loose, so going back and replay, it might seem like that. So either way, as long as you're leaving here tonight, you maybe not the happiest person, but you're not the maddest person out there.
To be honest, it was fun, and where we wrecked, even though my truck shut off, I was able to coast it all the way through across the line, which means I only went 2 laps down. And being there was only 5 cars within 2 laps, I only dropped to 5th, which is like not even that big of a deal as far as, points wise goes. So not only was it fun, and I'm not mad at the guy, but I also don't lose that many points. So all in all, it was, it was a good race.
All right, Tanner, do you have any final questions for Owen before we wrap up tonight's session?
Yeah, I mean, you had a great run here tonight. How about, how do you feel about dirt racing? Because that's the next race on the schedule for the series next week at Eldora.
I love the trucks in Eldora. Absolutely love them. I have a little bit of experience in the street stock there, and I've done a few sprint car races, but the most amount of experience I have on dirt is actually when the trucks run Eldora. I do it a lot. That doesn't mean I'm fast, though. It just means I've done it a few times.
All right, well, best of luck next week at Eldora, though.
Cool, thank you.
All right, and thank you so much for racing out here tonight and taking the time to interview us, specifically after what happened at the end. So we wish you luck for next week.
Thank you.
All right, Tanner, any final words before we wrap up tonight's session?
A lot of action here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, and hopefully these guys can keep up with the action when it comes to Eldora next week.
And Tanner, thank you so much once again for helping us out. I know this is not going to be a permanent thing for you here on Tuesday nights. Where else can we catch you, specifically broadcasting?
Well, there's a couple of places that you can catch me. You can catch me tomorrow night on OSR Network for the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Racing Boys. Thursday nights for the Global Sim Racing Channel. And also on Monday nights for the 3-Wide Racing League live here on the 3-Wide TV.
Yes, and our next broadcast is going to be next Monday. It'll be at Road America. It'll be, I believe, you and Justin Kolb commentating. So, Bristol, the last week we did was a fantastic That was a fantastic time. Even though we had a lot of cautions, it was a blast. I had a blast working with you, and I look forward to working with you again on Monday. So, thank you so much for helping us out tonight, and everybody, thank you so much for watching us. We all hope you have a great day. So normally I go ahead and do this through typing, but since I'm talking, I might as well go ahead and give thanks to everybody. I normally just type in everybody who I feel I should thank for tonight's session. So I want to thank OBS. I want to thank BenSound.com for providing background music. I might be too quiet. I also want to go ahead and thank ATVO, iRacing, Through Red Racing League, Driver Suicide Prevention Truck League. I also want to thank TrackCams22.com for providing wonderful tracks, track cameras, and in-car cameras. So most of all, I also want to thank everybody here tonight for watching, whether you saw this live or if you saw this, if you've seen this as a recording or as a VOD. Thank you so much for taking time to watch, and hope you all have a wonderful day.